Welcome welcome all to the newest episode of Polite Talk Podcast. This is Boppy, your host. And, this is episode 30. And today I am going to talk about basically the evolution of the coolness of anime. This is a legit topic, and it's something I've noticed over the years that has become something way more mainstream than it ever used to be, ever. Basically, back in the day, I should mention. So I am 30 years old. When I was a child, in my, early teenage years, and even before that, Pokemon was the ish. Dragon Ball Z, Toonami, Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, all these great freaking old school, awesome shows. That was like my teenage years. I mean, my before teenage years was Pokemon. Then my teenage years was all those shows that I just mentioned. And and then eventually, and at this time, I mean, I was a kid, right? I mean, I didn't really know what was going on or who liked what or whatever. Everyone was, expecting kids to like cartoons anyways, and so whatever. We also would watch Power Rangers and stuff like that, whatever. But high school, middle school and high school came around, and no one, and I mean no one, watched anime. Nobody. And at least nobody talked about it, because my best friends, our clique, would watch anime every single week, basically. Yes. We would keep up with the new chapters of One Piece and the new chapters of Naruto and the new chapters of Bleach. We'd watch shows that would come out randomly that, were new. And we would just watch anime and read manga and play video games. And this is something that we would do constantly, all the time, and we loved it. But we never talked about it with anyone. It was not a topic you would talk with other people about. It was kind of just like a hobby, and that's it. Nobody talked about it, The only people that actually would talk about anime or like act weird and all that crap they would always make us just look bad. The people that liked anime that were normal, it just always made us look bad, because the people that would talk about anime and act like anime characters and shows were like the weird kids that would wear furry crap, or like would wear like cat ears and all that stuff. They basically just ruin like the whole image of anime, what it is, why it's cool, why it's people liked it. And basically, if you liked anime, you were seen as that, like a weird kid with cat ears. And so again, no normal people wanted to associate ourselves with those stereotypes, so we basically just never talked about it. But let me get to my point. So when I turned 20 years old, we're talking 10 years ago now, I left on a 2-year service mission, right? For my church. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They also call us Mormons. And no, I don't have more than one wife.
Nani?
Just to clarify. But excuse me, I served in Toronto, Canada for 2 years, which was a very, interesting time. It's a mission. Missions are very hard and very rewarding, but not for like any personal, like physical gain. It's more of like a spiritual journey. It's a service, because serving as a missionary, we ourselves pay for that 2-year service. So the church pays it for us. They can help us a little bit, but a mission is paid for by a specific missionary and his family or her family. So anyway, but it, like I said, it's a moment to serve other people, to help them with things, and also teach about Jesus Christ. Blah blah blah. Anyways, the point is, while I was on my mission, and newer missionaries were coming in after I was in for like 6 months and a year or whatever, or more, newer missionaries would come in, and I noticed they would talk about anime.
Nani?
And I was like, what? What? You're talking about anime? They would ask me like, hey, do you like anime? Or I was
Nani?
like, yeah, but I mean, what? It was just so new to me. I was like, nobody talks about anime. Like, what do you mean? And I remember asking one of my buddies at the time. I was like, well, what shows are you watching, or what are people watching? And he said Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online. The Wall, if you are listening, you know that I'm talking about you, especially now that I mentioned you. But and I was like, what is that? What are you talking about? What is Attack on Swords and Titans with arts? What is that? And he was like, bro, they're so good, such a good. And then he like talked about the music and the openings and all this. And I was like genuinely impressed with like, just a normal fella talking about anime. And I was like, what the freak is going on? So, and it would kind of consistently kept happening, like every now and then, like more people would talk about it, like, on the mission, or members that we would, hang out with or whatever. And eventually, excuse me, I got home from my mission, and I noticed that not only were more people talking about anime, but girls were also watching anime. And I was like, what the freak? And it was weird. It was weird, and then there started to be like anime merch in stores. Like I remember buying Attack on Titan, shirt, or like just other shirts and stuff, and like thinking that it was like kind of weird, but like kind of cool. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like anime is like much more talked about, and it's it's becoming more mainstream. It's awesome. And it wasn't until a couple of years later, like over the years after that, it just kind of kept gaining more and more traction, more popularity. I feel like Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online were definitely like the heavy hitters in terms of like making it into the mainstream. And some shows would kind of bleed in at, every now and then, but those were the two that like most people would talk about. But like, yeah, it was cool. It was really, really cool to like start, seeing that more people were talking about it and stuff. More people were wearing, merchandise and buying stuff. And eventually, like, it became even more and more popular. We started seeing like cosplays become popular. Girls would start becoming more, into cosplay, which was kind of weird. I remember like a year or two into my being home for my mission, maybe even less, honestly. I went to it's called a Bonsai, an anime con with a buddy of mine, and I remember I saw two extremely good-looking ladies dressed as fairy tale characters at this freaking convention, and I was like, what the freak is going on? Why? How is there hot girls wearing anime stuff? This is weird. This is crazy. And that's like, seriously, it just completely 100% changed. Where before my mission, literally nobody talked about anime, and if you did, it was like weird. But now, all of a sudden, everyone likes anime, and it was just alarming. And again, it was like slowly more and more people would start getting into anime more, and like it just became more, mainstream, literally. And Naruto became pretty popular as well. I mean, in today's like sense of anime, I feel like the mainstream anime people are like the Naruto fans, and still Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, kind of stuff like that. I think like Hunter x Hunter started getting some traction as well, and just kind of random shows that would just kind of keep popping up here and there. I feel like a lot of people starting to get into older anime like Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha a little bit. There's a lot of really amazing freaking good shows. Like I talked about in my last episode, Spy Family is like super, super new, and it's fan-freaking-tastic. And, One Piece is basically the meme of all anime right now. It's like, everyone either makes fun of it or absolutely adores it. And, but I can say, like, I've got a buddy that literally started watching One Piece a year or two ago. He's caught up all the way, and not just that, he's re-watching it with his sisters. And so, yeah, like, there's people that are crazy enough to do it, but it's literally a meme, about, how long it is. And, it's just, now in today's day and age, it's like the other day, for example, we were eating dinner with a couple like newer friends we've met with my wife, and we started talking about anime. I mean, my wife isn't into it, and like a couple people weren't into it in that conversation, but surprisingly, a lot of people were, and we were talking about anime. Like, it was just a normal conversation. And then the people that were not interested in it or didn't really know much about it were like, "Well, hold on, what is this? Why is it so cool? Why do people like it? And yeah, I just love where we're heading. I love that we're heading into a space of just completely normal and okay to talk about anime, and it's not just the weird kids. It's like normal people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's cool. This year I'm already preparing to go to an anime. Excuse me, sorry. Anime convention in June, and then I might go to Bonsai in October with another buddy or other friends. But yeah, dude, anime's cool, and it's here to stay, and I love it, and I love that that's a thing, bro. Yeah, I'm absolutely just happy about it. So, yeah, dude. And I think it's honestly going to just keep going. I mean, there's shows that have come out that have gained a lot of traction, like Jujutsu Kaisen became very popular as well. And then it just kind of would bleed into, a little bit of mainstream, which was great. There's a lot of girls that are into anime now, and they like shows like Jujutsu Kaisen. They love Haikyuu, which that's literally my favorite anime, so I totally understand why. That's another thing. Speaking of Haikyuu, it's like, because I travel quite a bit for work. I haven't done it, frequently, like consistently for the last couple months, but I have seen 2 times girls with Haikyuu stickers on their luggage. And I was like, what the freak? And the other day, like a couple weeks ago, I saw a young girl with her family with a Haikyuu shirt walking to Walmart. And I yelled at her. I was like, "That's the best shirt I've ever seen ever." And they're like, "Whoa, okay." The mom was laughing. She's like, "Ha ha ha." But like, I just had to say it. I was like, Haikyuu's the best. I love it. But yeah, it's just very interesting to hear and see, just a lot of people loving or not just Haikyuu, but like literally anime in general. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, and I think the biggest thing, like, because it's still not, like, for example, it's still not that mainstream. It's more popular with younger kids, and honestly, the generational like interest of anime is going to sooner or later take over. Kind of like gaming. Like, gaming was pretty big when it first came out, but it progressively became more and more normal. Where they were even talking about gaming events in like the news and saying how, like, esports arenas have more viewers. Esport, like professional games matches, have more viewers than like the Super Bowl and a lot of other sports worldwide. And like the news was freaking out about this stuff. It's been a couple of years now, but I feel like anime is on its way there as well. It's like it's getting there. I still remember when anime started popping up on Netflix. I was like, "What? This is awesome!" And again, now it's like normal. There's like Netflix original anime shows, which basically means they made it. They voice acted the dub. But it's just cool that it's becoming so mainstream, and it's gonna keep doing it. I mean, we're consistently growing in the fan base, and our numbers continue to just skyrocket. Another amazingly popular show that became super popular was Demon Slayer. And these are recent shows. Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, these are recent shows, just a couple years back that they've come out. I understand the manga's been out longer, and the manga's usually out a little much longer, and this and that. One Punch Man. I feel like when One Punch Man came out too, it kind of pushed into the mainstream a little bit as well. But yeah, just a lot of shows, man, and it's great. It's just so awesome to be part of like that growth. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we'll see where we get to, man. And the thing is, right now, like I said, we're not in the mainstream just yet. Because, for example, when anime movies come out, they're not that popular. Like the Demon Slayer movie broke like records, and then the freaking Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Why did I say Jujutsu Kaisen? Jujutsu Kaisen movie also broke records in Japan. I'm assuming they did pretty well here as well, but I don't know the numbers. But like, movies are coming out and they're doing pretty well, but not as good as like normal movies, obviously. But that's the thing. Like, I hope we can get to that point where it's like totally normal for like an anime movie to completely be sold out everywhere. You know what I mean? Another show that was like super, super popular and everyone jumped on board, like it became super mainstream, was My Hero Academia, which was a fantastic show. But to be honest, I'm pretty behind. I haven't even watched the latest season. I'm just kind of like over it. But it's still a good show, and I'm happy it exists and everything. But it's just I've just kind of lost interest in it. NANI? But yeah, but again, fantastic freaking show. Absolutely love it. So well done. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking out of my butt now. But anime's the best. I love it. And it's so much fun to watch. And it's always just going to get better and better and better. And more amazing shows are going to come out. Because, dude, freaking the Japanese, man, they are just the best in terms of storytelling. Like, And anime is such a perfect way to tell a story. Like, there's just so much you can do with anime. It's just so amazing. And so, obviously, it's becoming more popular. And I love that it is. And like I said, I can't wait to, like, see the end goal, or it becoming just more and more popular and more cool and mainstream. I love it. So anyway, that's about it for that segment. I can't really think of anything else to say, but I will say this: in terms of like things I've been playing and watching, it's nothing new, to be honest, because I have been editing like crazy this last week. I have recorded and edited at least between 6 and 8 videos in 1 week. And so I haven't had much time to do much else besides that. But I've been absolutely enjoying it. I love working on my channel and my podcast, and I absolutely love doing what I do, and I hope I could do this full time someday. So anyway, yeah, that's all from me today on episode 30 of Polite Talk Podcast. My name is Papi, and yeah, if you like this video, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe for more, and yeah, if you're on whatever audio service you're listening to me on, thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe and follow as well. And again, thank you guys for joining me, and we will see you guys next time. Peace!